Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Aman's Unfiltered. I'm your host, Aman Kalra. Today, I want to dive into a topic that's not very spoken about and not very discussed. We are going to be tackling a thought provoking question, which is: are people truly happy for your success within your own community? I'm going to be exploring this with none other than Nikorn Sachdev, who is a big part of our Thai Sikh Indian community and who is also the advisor to the Prime Minister's office. I've had the pleasure of working with Nikorn when we helped organize Arijit Singh's concert here in Bangkok in April. And I don't know about him, but I did get a bit of a backlash from a few people. Some would come up to me and tell me things like, oh, I don't believe this is happening. How is it possible that you're bringing such a big name? And I had people who intervened in the process who had nothing to do with the show. We had individuals who would go up to the main organizer, who's from Australia, and tell him things like, oh, the people you have hired are not good working together, it might be bad for your show. And trust me, till today, I don't know who these people are, but this is just a mere example of what I was talking about. Whether are people truly happy of your success? Some of them could be jealous, some of them could be infuriated, I don't know what it is, or are they insecure? Or they're just not happy that, oh, it's the other person, it's me, why am I not getting a chance to work on this? So let's invite Kunikon onto my show and let's hear more about what he has to say to my very upfront questions. Hello, Panikon. How are you today?
I'm very good, Aman. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just excited that I'm getting to interview you for this episode. So, are you willing to dive right through and be absolutely unfiltered with me?
All right, it's my pleasure. Let's get into it.
All right. So, since our topic is about success, what I want to ask you first is, do you find yourself as a successful individual?
Well, success, you can measure it in different ways or different parts of your life.
Mm-hmm.
At this time of my life or this journey of my life, at this stage, I think I'm okay. I'm doing well.
Okay.
Business-wise, life is good. Family-wise, life is good. I started a new journey a few years ago and I'm progressing pretty well. I'm quite happy.
So, how do you handle jealousy from friends or neighbors when you have achieved a certain success?
I wouldn't. Jealousy is a very, very strong word.
Mm-hmm.
I would say more that, okay, some may be jealous, some may be envious, some may want to do what I'm doing, some may think, why is he doing it? I really don't know. But I found out that in life, I have more associates and I have very few good friends. And that's okay.
Interesting.
The circle is getting smaller and smaller, but I'm pretty okay with it, what to do.
Right. So, is it harder to succeed in a close-knit community where everyone knows your background?
Oh, yes. The thing is like this. Actually, it's not a matter of succeeding in a close-knit community. In a close-knit community, what happens is that, first of all, many people don't see the importance of what you're doing.
Right.
And once they don't see the importance of what you're doing, they don't know that what is your main vision or why you're actually doing it. And maybe we've known each other for so long, all of us, that sometimes they just say, he's just doing that. But they don't know what actually I'm doing and what all is being done behind the scenes. So,
Right.
And communities, every community is different. Some communities are very happy for me. Some communities, there's still a lot of jealousy going on. So it depends which community we're talking about. Are we talking about the full Indian community, or are we talking about individual close knit circuits or close knit communities that I belong to? So it really depends.
Right, that's pretty interesting to say. So, as you mentioned that you're not sure whether it's different kind of communities. What do you mean by that?
I think that see today the youth.
Right,
Let's differentiate our communities into different age groups.
right.
So different age groups. Let's say the elders. The elders are happy that I'm doing it. Some don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm doing it. My friends, some are happy. Some have. Some wonder what am I doing. Some wonder. Some come and tell me that you like why you're doing all this at this stage of life,
Right.
getting yourself so busy and all that. So some of them don't understand about it.
Mm.
But happy to say that the youth are very interested in what I'm doing, and the youth are very encouraging. And that's actually what I want because I want the youth of our community, and I'm talking about the full Thai Indian community,
Mm.
to know that having your place in the government or having your recognition in the parliament or the government house or in Thai society, it's not wrong.
No.
We don't have
Mm.
to stay in our own cocoon and stay in our own world.
Right,
Today,
right, absolutely.
like I keep telling people, this is Indian packaging, but the product is 100% Thai. And today, the youth are very encouraging. I would like to say that.
That's great. That's great to know. So, since you said that, should community leaders publicly acknowledge successful individuals?
Should they acknowledge? The right norm is actually they should
They should,
acknowledge.
yeah.
Yeah, they should. Even I, when someone does something good,
Right.
I acknowledge them.
Yeah.
So if I consider myself one of the leaders,
Mm.
when someone does something good, I do call them up on stage with me. I do acknowledge them. I give
Yeah.
them enough honor. But if you're talking about the elderly community group, uh, see, the elders, they still don't understand or they still feel that we should keep a low key in Thailand
Mm-hmm.
and we should just do our work, live our lives, have a good life, but not get too involved in politics because I think doing something which is unknown is scary. And that's something for you to think about because, and actually for the community to think about. If you are walking down a black on a black night down a long scary
Mm-hmm.
road, would you actually walk without,
Mm.
or would you walk back, or would you open your flashlight and say, let's go for it, open your
Right.
mobile phone? So I think it's more of a feeling of that will
Mm.
you, what if he goes, what if he does something wrong, will it affect the full community? But now, after 2 years, I'm getting recognition from the community leaders and very happy to say that because of this, and actually, we give a lot of honor to all the community leaders. You
Yeah.
can see in the
Yeah.
holy function this year,
Exactly. Yeah.
we invited everyone from every community,
Yeah. Yeah.
introduced everyone to the prime minister. Prime minister was happy, community
Yeah.
leaders were happy,
That
and
was great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how it should be.
I
We
mean,
are
even I
Thai
felt
Indian.
honored
Even you
meeting
were
him.
there. You were
Yeah.
meeting them, yeah. And that's how it should be. We all one.
So this is a bit of a controversial question, right? Because I always wonder whether does success breed resentment among those who haven't really achieved similar goals?
I think jealousy or success, not, I wouldn't say jealousy, comparison always comes
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Let's not use the word jealousy.
Hmm.
Let's use the word comparison.
Hmm.
Today, if two friends are growing up and one has done something the other hasn't achieved or hasn't achieved his goals, so then a comparison comes up.
Right.
It's not only through success in business or personal career paths or your objectives. It's anything, studies from childhood. If your friend gets an A and you get a
Hmm.
B or C,
Yeah.
you'll compare yourself and say, hey man, the guy is better. So
Hmm.
comparison always comes and it's from a very young age.
But that's always been there, comparison.
It's always been
Yeah.
there, especially in our Indian community.
Yeah.
Uska beta, iska beta.
Exactly.
Dekho,
Look at
he's
your
got,
cousin. He
yeah,
got such good marks
he got
and
good marks. He's got into
yeah.
good university. What are you doing? You're not
Exactly.
studying this, that. So it happens
Yeah.
from young age.
It's pretty demotivating, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, I think that you should always encourage your kids to always stand out. Always remember, five fingers are never the same. They're never the same, right? So if five fingers can be same, then what's the use of having a thumb or index finger or middle finger or ring finger? This, but so if five fingers are different, five characters also are different. Everyone has strengths in some. They don't have. I can't play golf. I would like to play golf, but I can't play golf. So everyone's not good in everything.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so is there a fear of standing out, of being ostracized for success in some communities? Since we're talking about standing out.
You know, oh man, Aman, you are really taking it deep and deep.
It's
I
Aman's
don't know.
Unfiltered for a reason.
I can imagine.
Okay.
I can imagine. But I don't know. Some people, they're going to hear, they're going to say, what does this guy think? But you know what? Standing
is
out,
what it is.
it is what it is. And uh, there comes a time in your life where you need to stand out.
Yeah.
It's not that you are looking down on others, but it's just that you have to stand out. What to do?
Yeah.
I'll give you a fine example. If you're invited for a function
Right.
as the chief guest
Right.
or the VIP,
Yeah.
and you're given a first row seat, and you're sitting down there, but some elders from the community, they come and they're sitting on the second or third row. What are you supposed to do?
I can already see where this
Right?
is going.
You
yeah.
can. You have to get up and say, "Please sit."
Yeah.
So I used to do that initially. Really, I used to get up and I used to say,
Come sit in your spot.
"You sit, and I'll sit behind." Until
Right.
someone came and told me, if they wanted to invite that particular person to sit in front,
They
they
would
would
have
have
done
done that.
so, yeah.
If they've invited you, you have to. So it's a fine line, but the main thing in all this, and children and friends and elders, just remember, whatever you do in life, humble. Be humble. That's the main thing, and that's one of my things in life. Just being humble. I give the respect to everyone.
Absolutely.
That's important. no?
Yeah. Do you feel people pretend to be happy for your success while secretly feeling envious?
This is something I don't know. I hope not. I don't know. I sense it sometimes, but it doesn't affect me anymore.
But it used to.
It used to. Things, you evolve, you grow up, and these things slowly don't affect you anymore.
Right.
It phases out. Then you look at bigger things, what is going on in the world, what's going on in your country, how to make life better. Like this, for example, if I start worrying about what this guy is thinking or what that guy is thinking, or should I worry about that Indian companies are asking that, can we get a tax reduction
Right.
to export EV cars to Thailand? Because at the moment, EV cars from China is 0%, but EV cars from India is 80% tax.
Interesting. My next question for you is that should successful individuals give back to their communities?
Absolutely, 100%.
In which way?
Depends on which way they're successful. If someone is successful as a university teacher, like a Chand Surat
Right.
from Chulalongkorn, he gives back to the community through his lectures, through his wisdom. He helps out the community. If some successful businessman is making a lot of money and his business is doing well, he can give back to the community in terms of religion or community favors, like suppose like Mithair insurance.
Right.
He's doing very well. And D Money, they're doing very well.
Yes.
And they support the Indian community
Yes.
by supporting the Indian festivals. Deepavali is coming up,
Yes.
Holi is coming up, Flawless, Sushil Saraf. We're not only talking about Sikhs over here.
Yeah.
We're talking about Hindus, Gujaratis,
Absolutely.
and everyone. Thai Indians, they should give back. If someone is good, like for me, if I can help out the community through my links, we do. We were able to do Deepavali, where we got 100 over 1,000 Thai people to come celebrate with us.
Yeah.
We did Holi, and if students are successful in sports, they should do, like now there's one kid who's very good in football,
Yeah.
an Indian kid, and he's trying out for the Thai team.
Oh.
So we're trying out how to help him get
That's
into the Thai team.
amazing.
Yeah, and the Thai women's sports, cricket, Thai women's cricket, they have come to the level that they've gone for competition in Asia.
That's
And-
amazing.
And the coach is a local Indian boy.
Wow.
So these things, they're unforeseen things that our Indian community, our Indian youth are doing, which is not recognized by the elders or not recognized by a community. And some ways, I think they feel shy letting people know about it.
But why do you think that is always the fact? I mean, earlier you said something about low key, right? Being low key, not talking about it. But do you think it's really about that? Or it's more about how they don't want to share their success, like the formula of success?
In business, I think so. There's always a secrecy.
Yeah.
But actually, you're right. It's all in the mindset. The mindset of how you perceive yourself. Like today, if a kid comes to me, and there are kids who come to me and say, how do we get into politics? How do we
Right.
get into the road of working for the government? Or
Yeah.
how do we help out the community or the country? And I just tell them, here, this is the way this is A,
Yeah.
B, C, D. Why not? The more the merrier.
Exactly.
If someone is good, help them out.
Yeah.
But I think we've been brought up in a way that we always are scared that someone will take our job away, someone will take our work away if we tell the other person, because I think the root comes from all the Indian families that came to Thailand were all in the textile business.
Right.
So there's a lot of competition at that time.
Yeah.
So everyone was very secretive. And that thing is passed from generation to generation.
It's very interesting.
Interesting?
Yeah.
Like if you go to a doctor today and you ask the doctor, how can I become a doctor? He'll tell you openly
Right.
that, okay, you go study this thing, you can specialize in this thing, because he's a professional.
Exactly.
He's not scared that another doctor will come and take his job away,
Absolutely.
right? For
Yeah.
a doctor to come and achieve what he is,
Yeah.
it's a different thing. But today, if you go and ask a guy who's a real estate guy,
Uh-huh.
how did you make your money? Can you give me some insight?
Yeah.
Which plot to buy, how to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
the building, which bank to get a loan
Yeah.
from? He'll say, "Acha, I'll do it for you." But will he actually do it? He'll go and buy the plot himself
And do it himself.
And do it himself.
Why share?
Why share? So it's different profession, different understanding of this thing.
Yeah, because in my mind, I'm like, if I have a younger generation than me doing something that I'm doing, I would always want them to be smarter than me or make sure they go ahead of me.
It's not the same for everyone, Aman. Trust me.
That-
Today, you go ask someone. Okay, you go ask. I'm telling you, it's on the mindset.
Right?
Yeah, it's on the mindset. Whether it's really on the mindset. That's the key word. There's nothing else to it. It's also like today, if someone comes and asks me about my business, I may not tell him. So it's the mindset, the situation, and the help needed. But if someone comes and tells me, I'm doing my PhD today, if someone comes and asks me, how to start doing PhD or how's this, come join the club. The more the
Okay.
merrier.
So it's very situational.
It's a very situational thing.
and
That's uncut. That's to the point. This is
that's just it. It's
this is it.
situational.
It's situational. If you come and ask me how much I have in my pocket, I may tell you, may not tell you. But if you come and ask me, can we go for ice cream? Can you treat me? I'll treat you for sure.
I'm sure our listeners are gonna love this episode. Like
And
they
I'm
don't
sure,
know, like they don't already have much to say about the both of us.
I am telling you, another Arijit.
Another, oh gosh, let's not even go there. Okay, so another question would be, can success within a community lead to isolation from those who are less successful?
Uh,
Tough one,
Tough one.
but it's also true, I feel. What do you think?
I'm facing it also.
Mm.
I'm facing it, but like I said, it really doesn't affect me anymore. It
Facing it
used to.
how? Do you mind sharing some?
I think your friends, they feel that you're very busy,
Mm-hmm.
and actually you are very
Yeah.
busy, and it's it's not fair to say that they're the only ones to blame. But the thing is that sometimes you have to juggle between 2 or 3 dinners in one night. Like today, before coming to you, there were 2 more
Wow.
appointments. So even though I'm here now at 10 o'clock at night, before this, I was just at one dinner, before
Yeah.
that, at the Thai Chamber of Commerce. So it's just a juggling thing. And then some friends understand, some friends don't understand. Some friends don't understand why do you come only for 5-10 minutes? Are you avoiding us? Are you not interested in being with us? Some friends, why do you go with the other people for so long? With us, you don't stay for so. So
That's
it
very
does.
interesting. Instead of seeing that, oh, you mean a lot to me, so I'm still taking out that 5-10 minutes because you mean something to me, I wouldn't sacrifice this 5-10 minutes for you.
Exactly.
So there's
That
so many ways of perceiving this, isn't it?
there
And
are.
it's so common, I feel.
And then you sit down and think that if they are cursing you behind your back or they're talking behind your back, are they jealous? So then those things start
Yeah.
playing in your mind. But then if you start letting those things affect you, you won't be happy.
So I guess at every point in life, at every age group, you're always going to be in high school.
Of course,
I mean, there's so much drama at every nook and corner.
I think sometimes in friendships and groups there's more politics than in the government.
Oh my god.
So it's okay. It's part of life. This is part of life. Unfiltered, right, today?
Super unfiltered.
Super unfiltered.
Okay, well, good luck to you after the show. I take no responsibility.
Nah, but I know my friends love me. That's
Of
why
course they do.
if they didn't love me, they wouldn't be upset that I come only for 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, don't be upset with me for taking this time away from you guys.
No worries.
Okay, so do you feel that there are double standards between men and women when it comes to celebrating success?
Not anymore.
Are you sure?
Uh, Not anymore.
Okay.
I think in the past there was. Actually, society has changed. Times have changed. Women are working.
Right.
Women are being successful. Many women are providing for their households
Absolutely.
and they're not shy of it. And the husbands are not shy of it.
Yeah.
So it's okay for a woman to succeed, completely fine. For a man to succeed, it's. Now, let me ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
If a man is not successful, is he
Right.
a failure in your eyes?
In my eyes.
Unfiltered.
Again, situational.
Okay. If a woman is unsuccessful, is she a failure?
Situational.
No.
Why?
Sometimes the expectancy level of a man and a woman is very different, especially in our society. Man has always been a provider in our society.
Why?
Why? Because women, okay, earlier, women were not given a chance.
Correct.
Earlier, women did not take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, women were not maybe educated, or maybe they were educated, but maybe circumstances, situations did not allow them.
Right.
But today, if a woman wants to try something and does not succeed in it, society will not perceive it as a big failure or something.
She tried.
They will say she tried.
Yeah.
Well to do.
Yeah.
Kudos. But I feel, and maybe I'm wrong, if a man in that same situation tries something and
Doesn't
fails,
work out.
it doesn't work out, they won't say he tried. They say, oh man, the guy failed in this thing. It's a so
See,
today
so-
we are unfiltered. So
Yeah, so
we
that's what I
cannot always
mean,
say
like-
that men are on this side, women are on this side, but their expectancy is different.
But that's pretty unfair coming from a men's perspective, isn't it? I mean, if women are trying something, okay, they fail, but people don't see it as a failure. It's a trial and error,
Right.
correct? But why should that not perception fall the same as men? I mean, we're living in 2024. There are a lot of ways to look at it. But
I
so why does it that if a man falls,
I think it's been in the past. I say it's up to a few generations. It's the upbringing that we've been brought up with,
right,
providing for your family. That's the upbringing that you've been brought up with.
right,
But today, women are different. My own nieces are studying to be doctors and very good on them. I mean, they're very confident, and
yeah,
I can see them having a career path. I can see them that they make their own like they're doing well. So I think the up to a different generation, the thinking is different, right?
absolutely, yeah,
Like in the past generations, like if my grandmom was going to work in the office or something, we would have been, oh, ek kam bhi jandi hai. But there was one lady who I won't name her in something. She went to work and she held everything, and people actually looked up to her.
yeah,
And so in that generation also, whoever was courageous enough and went and took the plunge of working, they could do it.
they did it,
My grandmom was she still is, she's still there. Her thinking was very, very modern.
right,
My eldest Bua, she sent to study to become a doctor.
amazing,
My youngest Bua, she sent to study in to become a lawyer. And
right,
then they settled in Australia, they settled in New Zealand. And my grandma was like, it's their life, let them go live their life at that time.
at that
Instead
time,
of letting people
yeah.
get married. No? So it depends on person to person,
It also,
generation to generation.
yeah, it's also very generational.
Yeah, very generational.
Yeah. Do you think there's a stigma attached to being overly ambitious in within certain communities?
I think not certain communities. I think all
All
communities.
communities.
I think it's human nature.
Yeah.
There's always a person who wants to be successful, over
Right.
ambitious, but there are also people who have achieved satisfaction. So it's not a bad thing to be over ambitious, but it's also not a bad thing to be just happy and satisfied.
So do you think they should downplay their achievement to avoid backlash?
I think once you become ambitious and you become
You're just there.
successful, you cannot
You can't
you
play
can't
down.
you can't play it down. How can you play it down? Today, people who have hotels, how can
Right.
they go about and say, no, I don't own anything?
Mm.
So we come back to the keyword being humble. I think being humble is more important than being ambitious, very good. Being successful, I would tell you that not 80, around 90 to 95% of our Sikh community or our Indian community are successful. But do they downplay it? Yes, they downplay it. Some people, you don't know what they're doing, what is their worth, is
Right.
downplayed. So it's again situational and in which area. Today, if you're a businessman, you can downplay your success. You can just do your business quietly, make your money. But if today you say, no, it's not only business, I want to have hotels, and you start making hotels, you own hotels, how can you downplay
Right.
that?
It's not
Today,
possible.
it's
is
not
it?
possible. Today, if you're a doctor, you can't downplay. If you're a good doctor, how can you downplay?
We're coming to the end of our show.
Good.
And
Thank
he's very
God.
happy. He's like, thank God. I don't want to be in this situation anymore.
It's good. It's good that you're doing this thing, because I think that
About time.
it's
No,
about time
yeah.
there is a podcast, or there are shows, or there are people who actually come and talk about things that need to be addressed.
Right.
And there's a few things that I would like to address, and I'll just tell it to you later.
Sure.
Yeah, just before we close.
Okay, sure. So, last few questions. Does the fear of jealousy hold people back from pursuing their goals openly?
I don't
Okay.
think so. For me personally, I think it's a fear of not being successful that holds them back. like I told you, entering an area which is unknown.
Right.
What will happen? Why should I get into it? Will I succeed? Will I not succeed? And that's again, it comes to the word mindset,
That's true. That's true.
right?
Yeah, when you say it that way.
Whoever knew that I wanted to enter, I wanted us Indians to have a representation in the government. It's not been an easy task.
Oh, I
It's
can
a long,
imagine.
it's a journey
Roller
which is,
coaster ride, I'm
it's a roller,
bad.
and it's still going on. I mean, every day it's a battle, but to get what I want, to achieve what I want, to change mindsets towards things. But should I be scared of that? No.
No.
If today, at least I can say with pride that I've achieved something, but if I didn't, also it's okay. It's all in the mindset that I tried and I did it, or I tried and I couldn't do it. It's okay.
Right. No, I mean it's a huge thing, right? Because for me, I would feel very proud that someone within our community has reached a level or is there in the government. Like nobody has been able to do this before in our community, and you stand as an example. You're working for some rights, and it should be talked about. It should be wowed about. I mean, I feel this way.
Yeah, but
I
not
know
everyone does.
exactly.
If
That's
they
why you're
if
here.
if they talk about that, then they're giving importance to someone else, which they feel that it's like it. There is things what we've said.
Yeah.
Jealous or not jealous or don't know what the other guy is doing, or some people know indifference to it. It's okay. It's part of life.
Okay. So, do successful people have a responsibility to mentor others in their community? Do you think it's a responsibility? If there's somebody who comes and tells you, like, I want to be in the parliament or I want to be in the government, would you yourself mold that individual?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See, it comes back to which part. If you tell, if in terms of public service, anytime.
There you go. He's going back to situational.
Yeah, it's going to come back to situation. It comes, everything boils down to the situation. But for me, I think that if you've achieved your a certain level, you have to make sure that there's a next generation that can take it on.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So if
Yeah.
today you're the president of a community, but you do not mold the next person who's going to come and take over after you, then what's going to happen? After you leave, everything is going to collapse. And when it collapses, that's a thing that something that you've loved so much and you've put so much effort into it, and all of a sudden that it doesn't continue, that's like it's a sad thing, right?
Right.
So even in terms, and one person should not be comfortable in a position for too long. Keep moving up, keep
Right.
keep progressing.
Getting out of your comfort zone,
Getting out of
basically.
your
Yeah.
comfort zone. And even we know our presidents of the associations that I know, they're always on the lookout for new people to come and take over.
Right.
Yeah, so new ideas, new things, it's always good. I would mentor someone for sure. Anyone who wants to come and help me go to the parliament, sit in the committees with me, come, please.
Not me, that's for sure. I'm happy doing this. Okay, my last question for this episode to you, and then I'm going to hand over the mic to you and you can say whatever you want.
Will do.
Okay. Is there pressure to conform to certain expectations even after achieving success?
I think this is more on two or three aspects. First aspect is how people look at you, perceive you, their expectations. Second is your own. For me, the second one is very important.
Right.
Is when you wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, I set my goals. I look at myself. Am I happy? What I'm going to do? If I'm not happy, I don't do it. If
Right.
I'm happy, I go ahead and do it. And that's what it matters, that happiness. Very
Yeah,
important.
absolutely.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. That was Nikorn for you, and I had so much fun interviewing you today, and I hope you've had as much as fun as I did diving and being completely unfiltered on my show.
Anytime, Aman, anytime.
I don't know what kind of backlash we're gonna get from today's episode,
I think
but
we're pretty
we're gonna
okay.
be okay.
Yeah, we are okay. We're just so
Being informative.
yeah. We're just telling people that it's okay to pursue your dreams.
Yeah,
It's okay to step out of your comfort zone.
right.
There will be backlash. There will be people who are happy for you. There'll be people who are not happy for you. There'll be people who are happy in front of you but not happy behind you.
Oh my God, absolutely.
So it's all part of life.
Yep.
End of the day is that your mindset has to be very strong.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what you want to achieve. Do it with a clean heart. Do it wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
And that's very important. I would like to thank you, Aman, because
thank
what
you.
you are doing is also, you may have a lot of backlash in our society that what is she doing? Is she bringing up topics that are controversial?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that in this society, and this is not society, I would say in this time of our society, this age, there are a lot of things that are kept unspoken, which people need to come out and speak.
Exactly. So that's what I said in my introduction episode, right? That I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm not here to tell them what to feel or how to think. I'm literally just here bringing up conversations that people should be addressing. And, it's okay to assume, it's okay to question, and it's okay to feel how you feel. But we need to talk. That's just it. Conversations need to stir.
True. And I would like to request you to have 1 or 2 sessions with the youth.
Absolutely.
I know the youth are going through a lot because the expectation level of parents from our youth is too high. So please, a kind reminder to all the parents, let them live.
Breathe a little.
Your parents did not put so much pressure on you all when you all were growing. You used to go to school, you used to come back, meet friends, enjoy this, that. But today, the world is like that, have you studied? Have you finished your homework? I'm aware you're this. It starts from a young age. Then are you going to work? What are you doing? This, that. Talk more with your children. Be open with your children. Discuss more with your children. They have problems. Sometimes they are not courageous enough to come and talk to you. Have more time, sit down with them. And I think this is one thing that you, Aman, I'm going to really give you this task of getting more youth to come and talk on your podcast.
Right.
So that we as adults know more of their problems
And understand what they're going through.
What they're going through.
Right.
We need to identify these problems. So
Sure.
this thing, I'm going to leave it to you.
Well, I know what I'm going to talk about in my next few episodes. Any youth out there who want to reach out to me at amansunfiltered@gmail.com. Let me know if you have any particular topic you want to address, and we can definitely come on my show and talk about it. Until then, stay humble, stay kind, and stay communicated.